Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. I have another reaction video for you. This is going to be about a man who was married for 5 years. 5 years. And then he discovers that his wife of 5 years has been having an affair for 7 months. She lies about it. He confronts her. He used his smartphone to record it so he can use it in divorce court or whatnot. And when you see how this woman's dressed, she's dressed like a young thought anyway. I wouldn't want my wife running around like this anyway. But anyway, you're about to see it. This is for educational purposes, and I'm using every clip out of fair use. Now let's go ahead and get started, ladies and gentlemen.
Man confronts his wife on cheating. And this happened.
5 years. And I found out that she's been cheating for the last 7 months. And so now what I want to do is I want to confront her and ask her if she's been cheating with me. I want her to be upfront with me. If she's not, marriage is over. That's it. I'm done. All right. Hey, babe. You okay? Hey, so,
First off, I don't like how she's dressed. Y'all gotta know how to tone it down, man. That look trashy to me. You look like a young little thought. Now let me go ahead and continue the story.
Hey, so, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What? Don't worry about it. I was just, just doing something.
Oh, like TikTok or something?
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so where were you 4 weeks ago?
4 weeks ago, when? That's like a vague question.
When you went on that, you said you were going to that place, that spot, that little food spot with Raven.
Oh, yeah. The White Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Raven. And then we went shopping.
Were you really there?
Yeah. Told you that.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
What about 3 weeks ago with Sarah?
3 weeks ago. Oh, when we went swimming?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was with her too. Why are you acting like that though?
Okay.
I told you this.
All right.
I'm trying to figure out what kind of TikTok video this is.
Yeah. So 2 weeks ago, you were going to that spot out a couple miles out with Brianna, right?
2 weeks. Okay, so we went for 4 weeks, 3 weeks. So 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, yeah, we went to the spa. That Asian spa I was telling you about that I wanted to go to.
Okay.
It's like that 24-hour one.
That's enough.
What?
Why don't you just tell me who you're seeing?
I'm not seeing anyone. Why are you asking? That's a stupid question.
Who's Rick?
It's your brother.
I don't have a brother named Rick.
Or your cousin or whatever.
It's not my cousin.
Why are you asking these questions? These are weird questions.
Because you are cheating on me, and I was trying to.
This is insane. This man asked her, he asked his wife, who is Rick? And she says, your brother. I don't have a brother named Rick. It's your cousin. I don't have a cousin named Rick. This woman is just caught in her lies. She's panicking. And look at the way she's dressed. She looked like she's about to go out and meet Rick right now.
To see if you would come forward and tell me like a natural person. Okay, so those messages in your phone where you were saying, oh, I love you. Oh, this is the best I've ever had. Oh, man, I feel sore. Oh.
Boy, Rick was putting it on her, wasn't he? Now, let me tell you something. When a woman texts or tell a man that I love you, she has already left that marriage. She has already left the relationship. When a woman becomes emotionally attached to another man, there's no more room for you. If it seems like she's only giving you 50%, that's because she's giving another man the other 50%. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And then she says she saw that man, he wore her out. He blew her back all the way out. And look at her. She probably didn't even dress like that. She's dolling herself up, look at her, dressing like she's trying to look nice and stuff for Rick or somebody else. This man has an adulteress on his hands. This is a cheating bimbo.
Come forward and tell me like a natural person. Okay, so those messages in your phone where you were saying, oh, I love you. Oh, this is the best I've ever had. Oh, man, I feel sore.
Why are you going through my phone? Why would you be going through my phone, first of all, like that? Like,
don't change the subject matter. Don't change the subject matter. What you trying to do?
You acting insecure.
Oh yeah.
Why are you going through my phone? There's no reason to do that.
Well, listen.
When you go through people's stuff, you find stuff you don't want to see.
That is what is called an admission of guilt. If you go through somebody's phone, you're gonna find something that you don't want to see. That means she's cheating. That's all it is. You see how women would deflect and flip it and make the situation about you that it's your fault? This man has found proof that you're cheating, and the first thing that comes to your mind is, why are you going through my phone? You're wrong for going through my phone. I did another video like that where women would turn around. You did that? How dare you even look and snoop behind me? And she's the one that's guilty of committing adultery.
You acting insecure.
Oh yeah.
Why are you going through my phone? There's no reason to do that.
Well, listen.
When you go through people's stuff, you find stuff you don't want to see.
Oh, so now you're gonna blame me for this then?
I'm just saying you didn't need to go through my phone. Like, why are you going through my phone? And why are you stop recording?
I don't have to stop recording.
Oh my gosh, you acting extra. Always been insecure.
You know what? We're done.
Done what?
Like, this marriage is over.
What are you talking about?
This is from my lawyers.
Why are you really?
Yeah, just
you gotta be petty like that. Why are you recording?
So you're gonna gaslight me because you want to slip on the marriage. 5 years in this marriage, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you wanna go fucking cheat.
I mean, you're always working all the time anyway. So.
Oh, so it's my fault.
I wasn't.
It will always be your fault in the eyes of a woman who is wicked. She tries to justify the fact that she's giving up her goodies because the man who has gotten her a house, who is taking care of her, protecting her, feeding her, looking out for her, he has to go to work to make these things happen. And then she gets upset, or she tries to say, that's the reason why I'm giving this man all this cooch. That doesn't make any sense. But this is how delusional women think.
Oh, so it's my fault.
I wasn't cheating. I wasn't cheating.
Oh, so you just slipped and fell onto his dick then, huh?
I didn't fall onto anything. What are you talking about? There's nothing that you saw. And like I said, you shouldn't be going through people's phone. Like, that's my privacy.
You know what?
That's my privacy. You pay for
Get out.
You know what?
Look at you. Where's the ring? Where's the $500?
We're in the house. Where's the ring in the house?
Where's the $5,000 ring? Where's the $6,000? You know what? Just for my lawyers. I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but you got the evidence here. I'm done.
This woman has a $5,000 ring that he bought to show that he loves her, and she's not wearing it. See, what he don't understand is that he married a single woman, and during the time that he was married to her, she was still single. That woman didn't change. That woman is still a cheater. That woman was single when he married her, and she has a heart of a single woman. A $5,000 ring, and she said, who wears a ring in the house? A lot of married people will wear their married rings inside the house. This woman is a fool. She takes it out before she go jump on Rick's pogo stick. Let's play this one.
Question. I am noticing a pattern when women are asked why, certain relationships don't work or the relationship didn't work, right? They never blame themselves. I have yet to hear a woman actually hold herself accountable and admit her faults along with whatever that man's faults were, right?
And we just witnessed that. In the last video. She didn't take no accountability. She didn't say she was sorry. All she did was a bunch of gaslighting, a whole bunch of lying, and she didn't take no accountability and put the blame on that man.
Right. And then I'm also noticing that when they blame the man, it's either he's a narcissist, he's controlling, or he's abusive. And this is not to take away from the women that are actually experiencing that. I get it. If somebody's acting like that and putting their hands on you, talking to you crazy and has very narcissistic ways, I can see that being an issue. But all of y'all are running into this type of guy. All of y'all are picking from the same pool of narcissistic, controlling, abusive men. And if these are the men that you keep getting, honey, you need to look at how you're choosing your men. That's an issue in itself. Because how are all of y'all running into the same type of man? When I dated, I can't really say any of the guys that I had dated before I was married.
They're not running into the men. They are running after those type of men. There's a big difference. They're not bumping into them. They are chasing these men. These type of women have a certain type, and that certain type of man is the problem. They are too childish. They are toddlers in their minds. At a certain time in a woman's life, as well as a man, you have to realize what you're doing is not working. If you keep choosing the wrong type of people because you have a certain type of attraction to them, you will always get burned. You have to change your standards. I'm not saying get someone who is not attractive. I'm not saying that. But you have to realize, like for me, I realize in my lifetime, the bigger the booty, the bigger the problem I have with a woman. I need to get women a different type of, have to change what I like. There's a lot of women out there that you got to start looking, and men too, you got to start looking at their character, their principles, and their personalities, especially if you're trying to vet these people for marriage. Find someone who is suitable for you. Stop trying to have the same type that keeps breaking your heart, giving you emotional baggage, so now you can't even act right in any type of relationship because you're so traumatized.
Really say any of the guys that I had dated before I was married fell into any of those categories, right? And you typically kind of see those ways before you get too deep in it.
Yes.
And then if you are in that situation, a lot of y'all just choose to stick it out and thinking that man's going to change, not realizing, no, that's just how he is.
And that's what's so crazy about this. Ignorant, silly women will stay with ignorant, silly men and think it's going to work out or that situation would change. But when they get a decent, good man, a man of character, a productive man, they will run out that house as if it was on fire.
But in the same token, how are you finding these same type of guys with these same type of issues? All of y'all are experiencing that. And then y'all are quick to say a man changes, especially when you after you've had a baby, right? Well, of course, even you're changing as a person because now you're a whole parent. So you do have to evolve to a certain degree.
Facts. These are facts. People do not realize, especially women today, in my personal humble opinion, do not understand that life is about evolution. Life is about change. You are not supposed to be the same person you are today that you were 20 years ago. All you have to do is just look at life. A child starts as a baby, becomes a teenager, and then becomes an adult. Our lives are always moving forward. We are always evolving. We are always getting to another level. Okay? But women want to enter into relationships with mature men with an immature mindset and think things should be how they think they should have been back 20 years ago.
And even the man may change because babies are a whole new factor and a whole new stressor, essentially. But typically, if he was having issues before the baby, then he's going to have those same issues after the baby, maybe even times 10, right? And then you as an individual, you know, as a woman, you're going to have some issues because you have a whole new child into this factor and that's now being factored into the situation. Yeah, it's going to change up some things and both of you have to be able to adjust together. And typically it doesn't happen like that. But to sit here and say people change all of a sudden, no, they don't. You just looked over some stuff because of how you felt about them, right? And you stuck it out and that's what it was. But don't sit here and try to play victim like you didn't also contribute into the failure of the relationship. It takes two. Everybody's not narcissistic and everybody's not abusive.
Facts. Those were straight facts. Women do not want to take accountability for what they are doing in relationships because a lot of relationships are failing because of the woman. Anyway, let me know what you think about this in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. See you in a little bit.